Okay, I think we can start now. Okay, let me first welcome our guest today, Anish Nair, who represents University of Canada West, a premium private university out of Canada. And I think it does not need much of introduction. A lot of us have been hearing about University of Canada West and the good work and the kind of alumni they have. But let me still give some time Anish to introduce himself, his university, and the overall academic opportunity which the university provides to the students coming from India. You're on mute, Anish. I think you.
I'm really sorry for that. Thank you, Ankur. Hey everyone, good afternoon to all of you. And as Ankur said, my name is Anish Nair, and I'm the India representative for University Canada West. So as he said, we are a private university based out of in Vancouver, British Columbia. Again, that's in Canada. So there's no question requirement for why Canada or why you should fly to Canada. It's everyone's choice at this present moment. Every student is willing to go to Canada and study their best in Canada and explore their life, because they have better opportunities in terms of everything. But yes, why University Canada West, right? So there are a lot of benefits. So as Ankur said, I am the India representative for University Canada West, and as I was saying that we are based out of in Vancouver, British Columbia. So why? First of all, I would introduce why Vancouver, right? Because moreover options that students come across with to fly to Canada is with either Toronto or either Ontario. That is because there are a lot of universities and colleges already established in there, and the opportunities of working placements already exist there. But now, if I talk about Vancouver, it is going to be very much more over on a development stage, because a lot of corporate sectors are trying to push down themselves into Vancouver, right? A lot of opportunities are going, and the most and the best I could say a word is it's in most livable cities in the world now. So we are ranking number 10th in the world and ranking number 3 in Canada as a livable cities in Canada and all over in the world. All right. So as I said, Vancouver is getting that extra edge for students to come down to Vancouver, study. Government, the British Columbian government is helping us a lot for their students to come down to Canada in Vancouver in British Columbia. They are coming up with a lot of stay back options in Vancouver as well as in the other regions of British Columbia. So there are a lot of major benefits for students to come down to Vancouver. If I talk about living, if I talk about the competitiveness, if I talk about the opportunities, that is growing slowly and gradually. Like in the if I talk about databases, right? So when in the year 2014 it was like 3%. In 2016 it went off to 15%. 2018 it went off to 30%, and till date we are on to 161%, right? In terms of the opportunities for the students to come and study in Vancouver and then excel into their job opportunities. So it is growing, it is developing, right? And it is getting that extra edge that Ontario and Toronto has been getting till date. So yes, Vancouver is always a choice of options to study now, right? And if I only talk about University Canada West, we got 6,000 plus students who has come down to UCW, and they have studied themselves, and some of them are all still studying in UCW, right? And thereafter the opportunity wise, because again major students will always think about the future aspects of after studying an MBA program in UCW or any program in UCW, right? So again, there is an extra edge that we can assure you that we can have you in 100% placements for you guys, so that again your opportunities are very much increasing, and you have that assurance as well in your hand. Okay, once we finish it off, anything from UCW there is in hand. So we have seen the trend is within a 6 months of time span, we have been able to get each and every student jobs. So again, that's a big achievement for us, right? Because that's what the motto or the goal of an individual student is. After finishing it off, are they getting their jobs in hand or not? and yes, they are getting it off. We have very good amount of employers coming down to our panel, hiring the students who has finished their MBA from our university. Apart from that, there are a lot of benefits for students in terms of studying, in terms of their career development, in terms of their personality development. So we have our individual departments for everything. So academics, there's an individual department. Student services, there's an individual department. And career development, there's an individual department. Job fairs, there's an individual department. So we are moreover a student centric university, because we always focus on students, that okay, how they will be developing, because that's where we are passionate more about, right? The more the students comes down to us, the more that we will grow. And that's how we have been doing it, because since 2014 we were as in college, we provided the services of these academics, internationalizations, online services, student career development, job opportunities, all those things. And then we slowly and gradually got that tag of university, private university. And now we have got two campuses in Vancouver itself. Again, one is in Pender Street, and the another one is in downtown Vancouver. And one of the most, again, the important stuff is QS stars. We have been rated 5-star ratings by QS within, again, different departments. If I talk about academics, if I talk about our professionals, if I talk about our, the academic advisors, career development centers. So each and every department, we have been assigned a 5-star by QS star ratings. So it's a bunch of lot of benefits for students to come down, study with us, and excel their future in Canada. So that's how University of Canada West promotes themselves and works in Canada for you as a student.
Great. So let me just do a little summary. I think some of those guys were not able to hear. Just a quick summary of what Anish told us. First of all, he talked about Vancouver as a destination. He said that a lot of students still think about Toronto and Ontario as a dream destination, but what they are not realizing is that these places are already crowded. A lot of universities, a lot of colleges, and lesser employment opportunities. Vancouver is emerging as a big employment opportunity hub, and University of Canada West is a premium university based out of Vancouver. So anybody who joins UCW, they will access those employment opportunities which are developing right now in Vancouver, and they will have advantage because they don't have to compete with so many people like in Toronto and Ontario. So that is one. Second, UCW is very student focused as a university. One of the things which Anish talked about was that 100% of the students have been getting the placement, and this is not UCW quoting the numbers. These are all verified by independent consulting organizations, which confirm that UCW students are able to get jobs within few months, and that is 6 months right now. They are able to get jobs. 100% of them are getting jobs. So this is a big number, because I worked with many universities. I can tell you that's not the case with all the universities. They can come and say, okay, 100% placement. So that's a big positive about UCW. And the third thing which he talked about, that they have specialized departments for each and every activity which is linked to the student. So like there is a department to ensure that there are job fairs are happening. There's a department which is ensuring that your career resumes, mock interviews are being done, and industry networking is being done. So there are separate people who are actually given this task. And he talked about he has got two different campuses within Vancouver, one in downtown and the other is a Penn State. Sorry, am I pronouncing it right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, okay, great. So that's what we have discussed till now. I think that's a good thing. Now, I think Canada does not need introduction for anyone. I think all of, and nearly, just to give you some numbers which I have been hearing from other partners, is that close to 150,000 or 150,000 students would have gone to Canada in the right times. I'm sure COVID numbers have dropped, but when the market was really booming and a lot of students were going, these were the. And today also, if I talk about students who are reaching out to upGrad for support to study abroad, Out of that, I can tell you 50% inquiries are for Canada. So Canada does not need an introduction. It's a very immigration-friendly country. It supports students who come to study, and it supports by giving them enough opportunities to stay back and find a job. That's about. Let me next go to the question which I think people have asked. One of the questions which I saw was that, is this MBA accredited by AMBA, ICWIS, or AACSB? So I think Anish, they want to know more about accreditations which UCW MBA has got. This question was by Sunil V. Yeah.
Yeah. So the better part would be I should help disable. Can you, Ankur, please help me to help me out to enable the screen sharing session so that I can show up the accreditations for the students?
Yeah. Let me ask Arushi, can you enable the screen sharing for Anish?
Yes, I'll just do.
Yeah. Make me a co-host as well, Ayushi. Guys, a lot of you are asking questions on chat box. Please use Q&A box for asking questions. It will be very difficult for me to manage on chat box. Great. Ayushi, have you given the access?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, Anish, can you try now?
It still says it's disabled. I'm sorry.
I can
I'm actually.
get an access. Can you try again, Anish? Otherwise, share the link with me. I will open it for you.
Yeah, I'm just sharing the link for you. There's in the chat box.
Yeah,
now I have the access. Don't worry. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Great. Good. Yeah, and if you can see your screen now.
Yeah. So accreditations and designations, right? As you said, Ankur, one of your member was requesting for accreditations.
Yeah.
So first and the most important thing is, if you talk about the accreditations of UCW, you do not have to worry at all about it, right? Because the first and the most important thing is we are completely accredited with BC, government tax. So that's British Columbian government who has given us the accreditations to provide the degree services in British Columbia, right? Apart from that, we are also ACBSP accreditations. So that is global business accreditation, right? So it's an MBA program. So wherever you take this degree out in this universe, everyone is going to recognize that particular degree, right? There's no questioning coming down because ACBSP is a worldwide recognitions and we are already accredited under them. The second one is BC Tech, as I was talking about, British Columbian's Tech Innovation, right? Because the MBA program that we teach is on completely a new tech basis. So we have been, titled with Amazon AWS, right? A Facebook Blueprint, Ripen, right? Tableau, IBM Practitioner. So these are all the latest technologies that we are delivering our MBA program on. Plus, you can see Edu Canada. That's again an accreditations that we have been assigned by the Canadian government itself. So, talking about accreditations and designations, there's nothing to worry or nothing to look after front or behind. It's completely accredited by all the required Canadian, British Columbian government sectors, as well as the business councils of Canada.
Yeah, I think what I wanted to add on to this, people have been asking that is AACSB member. I think you're right, they are AACSB member, but you need to understand, typically in North America, the ACBSP is considered to be better accreditation compared to AACSB, and these are both very similar. So there is not much of a difference, to be honest. These are the accrediting bodies which are confirming the quality of the MBA degree which a student is getting. So you guys can look at the difference between ACBSP and AACSB, and you will realize that there is no difference. And there are a lot of good colleges who are ACBSP accredited as well. Anish, you want to confirm this point, huh?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and obviously it's accredited by all the required Canadian, the British Council, BC Tech, and other bodies which are important for you to know. So that's the answer to Sunil. And I wanted to discuss one point. I think we have understood. So let's say a student wants to come to UCW. What is the eligibility requirement? Some people are asking, can a 3-year bachelor degree in IT be accepted? This is the question by a student, Glenn Fernandez, who wants to understand. He has a 3-year bachelor degree, maybe BCA or BSc IT degree. Is he eligible to join UCW?
Okay. So thanks for that question, Ankur. Actually, a very good question and a very good pointer for me, right?
Yeah.
Because why this question has arisen by this particular student is all the universities or colleges in Canada only accept 4 years of bachelor's degree to study further with MBA,
Yeah.
right? But we are one of those university who has got the approvals from the British Columbian, sectors, that we can accept 3 years of bachelor's. So that's an added advantage for the students. Any students who has done bachelor's for 3 years, so let it be BCom, because BCom and BBA are probably or always 3 years in India. Apart from that, BCA is in like BCA, bachelor's in computer application, or BSc in IT. All these are 3 years program in India, right? And there's where students stuck off to get into Canada also somewhere. But we have that extra edge into our university. 3 years of program in any bachelor's is completely acceptable with us. We can consider the application further and proceed further with the application. And if I talk about the data process of the Canadian government embassy behalf also, we have got that good ratios of visas coming down for such programs who is more interested for an MBA program, following to the criteria that we fall into.
Yeah. So let me add to that, and that is where I wanted to introduce IMT Ghaziabad as a program which upGrad is launching. So it's a pathway or accelerator program going from IMT Ghaziabad to UCW. As you all must be knowing that IMT Ghaziabad postgraduate program has been on upGrad portal now for quite few years, and I don't want to give it a number of years, but it's pretty decently long on our website. We have been training a lot of students with PGP in by IMT Ghaziabad. Now, those students as well as new students who join IMT PGP will have certain advantages while they think of studying in UCW once they complete their IMT PGP. So as Anish said, the 3-year bachelor's is acceptable in case of University of Canada West, which is not the case for many universities in Canada. The important point is that there are some degrees such as BBA and BCom where you get business education as part of your 3-year graduation. So those degrees student get advantage when they go for the MBA at University of Canada West. But like say you are a BSc IT, the exact question which you asked Glenn Fernandez, for a BSc IT student, he is not eligible to directly go to UCW. But if he does his 1 year, 11 months, not even 1 year, 11 months PGP program with IMT, because he has got sufficient business understanding by doing those subjects, he becomes eligible to study at UCW. Not only this, if he does well in UCW in IMT PGP course and completes the course with 72% marks, then he also gets a waiver of up to 4 subjects when he goes to UCW, which reduces his cost. Somebody has asked this question also: is it affordable for a middle class student? I just want to add that IMT and University of Canada West, this pathway which we have created, actually saves you cost, not only in terms of the tuition fees, because you can do those 4 subjects most cost effective online from India, but also you don't have to spend that additional time before you look for a job in Canada. So your journey towards your career in Canada becomes faster, and that's what upGrad stands for: fast forwarding your career. So while you are in India and still waiting for your visa application and preparing your IELTS score, preparing your SOPs, and then applying for your visa application, waiting for visa to come, you would have completed those 4 subjects as well as become eligible to go to UCW in case you do not meet the exact eligibility requirements, such as if you don't have sufficient marks, because the expectation at UCW will be that you have three. Correct me, Anish, if I'm wrong. 3 out of 3 CGPA. If you're good, yeah.
It's 4.33, out of which we require 3 CGPA.
Yeah, so you are supposed to have 3 out of 4.33 CGPA, and you don't have those academic requirements, or you do not have work experience, which is also something you can do through IMT PGP program. And during that program, you are given sufficient knowledge by IMT that you become eligible to go to University of Canada West and pursue your MBA. So that's the answer, Glenn, for you. Yes, you can go by going through the IMT program. In case you have done 3-year bachelor's in IT, you will become eligible to study at UCW by going through IMT program. One question which I wanted to pick up, and I think this is also very logical. What about career prospects for freshers? So I think Anish, you mentioned that 90%, what 100% of students actually get job within 6 months. I'm sure many of them would not have work experience before they came to Canada. So question is whether freshers have the similar career prospects, or there is something you want to add on that one.
So this is like, as you said, the first thing is it doesn't, the 100% doesn't count experience one or the fresher ones.
Yeah.
It's for the, everyone whomsoever does an MBA program through us, as in that extra edge of getting a job opportunities at an earlier stage, right? After finishing an MBA, right? So as Ankur, you said, doing an IMT, pathway program through an IMT, he gets an extra edge of understanding the business model and covering it off in the second year for the pathway program to an MBA at UCW. So as you said, how about the freshers? So in that scenarios, I consider never them as a fresher, because what the employers in Canada look after for an employee is this skill set, right? So if he has got that, understanding of his skill sets, what skills he's going to perform. So I saw a question like, if I do an MBA in finance, how about the job opportunities? And I saw another question coming down, MBA in HR, how about the job opportunities? So if you have got that, a better understanding from your programs into that particular skill sets in finance or HR or any other specializations that UCW provides to you, it is an assurance from UCW that you are going to get a job. So there will be no such discrimination, right? Okay, you are a fresher, we are not going to hire you. You are an experienced one, no, we are not going to hire you. But it is completely based on your skill sets. It's completely based on your personality development. It's completely based on your presentation, how you present in front of your employer when you go for an job interviews, such things. So moreover, Canada is looking for such freshers to come down and join them for managerial sectors, and be their assets of their organization. So again, fresher is never for me, it's never a freshers. We as a university make you develop a skill set into you, and if you're good and well versed into that skill sets, you are all good to go ahead into the market and get your jobs on hand, and start serving yourself to that particular organization.
Yeah.
So as I said, like Ankur, like the previous question we had, how about 3 years of bachelor's? So such students will never have an experience, but we still have given that 100% employment ratio to them. So that
Yeah.
itself gives that answer to us for that
Yeah.
particular question. So if any fresher, anyone, if you have the skill set in a better way into yourself after finishing an MBA with UCW, you're all good to go. And IMT Ghaziabad, as you were talking about, right? It gives an
Yeah.
extra edge to create that managerial or the business understanding to that particular student,
Yeah.
which gives an extra edge to come down to UCW, and it will actually help out in the third stage of that particular student. So first stage is
Yeah.
IMT Ghaziabad, second stage is MBA, the remaining pathway program, third stage is getting a job.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sure with the two brands like IMT, which is an AACSB accredited university college in India, and UCW, which is ACBSP and NCMA accredited, I think you will have such a powerful CV in your hand that you will not have an issue of finding a job in Canada. And given that career services at UCW are very, very strong to ensure that everybody who comes in is getting a job, I think that's a commendable, I think, opportunity you guys should seriously look at while thinking about. One question which I wanted to pick up, and this question, you can just give us a generic answer as well. That will work with Sanish. What are the average packages, let's say, for MBA student who come to Canada compared to a diploma student? Let's say a student who only does a diploma versus an MBA, and MBA, I'm sure, is a very coveted degree. Everybody wants to have it on their resume. What are the salary packages you see?
Okay, so the trend that I have seen from UCW after finishing an MBA for any particular specializations, right? What I have seen is the starting range of salary starts from something where $45,000, and I have seen that grow at like anything, right? So growing, there is no bars, so it's an infinite growth. But
Yeah,
on a base minimum, the student will have a starting range of $45,000 salary per annum. So that is
got
that
it.
we have seen that is the lowest that we have seen at this moment, right? But I
Wow.
have also seen like students have started from 70,000, 60,000, 48,000, 52,000 that way. But the lowest we have seen is 45,000.
That's very good, because the overall fees through this pathway, and I will come to how it comes down to 20 lakh, less than 20 lakh, is going to be around less than 20, to be honest. And if you go through the pathway, complete your successful MBA at UCW, the starting salary of 45,000 Canadian dollar actually takes care of all your tuition fees in 1 year itself. So that's the opportunity of studying abroad. Your salary packages justify the hard work and investment you make in studying abroad. Uh, so just to take a question, I think this is an important question to answer. Is UCW's MBA equivalent to that of other public universities' MBA program? If yes, then do we get the credit points while applying for PNP or PR? Uh,
Yeah, Ankur, just to answer this question before starting to answer this question, we were discussing about these career development sectors,
yeah,
right? How we get a job opportunities in those. But I just wanted to give you a small glimpse about that particular department, how
yeah,
we help, even though freshers or even though an experienced one, how we help. So this is my department who takes care of the employment and everything. So how what all they does, for the individual students. So we help them out in terms of their resumes and cover letter building. We help them in interview skills, job search techniques, networking and volunteer opportunities, career advising, and in at the end you can see like job fair preparations, career fair preparations. So we do an spoon feeding for the students. So that's how we
great.
we can assure you that okay, we have got that 100% ratio for employment for the students.
Got it. Understood.
Okay, now
Uh, yeah, this question, yeah.
yeah, now coming to your question, are this MBA program as equivalent to any public universities? So first of all, yes, we are completely equivalent to them, because the reason behind that is we are a DLI approved. Again, what is DLI? It's an entity who gives you an extra edge of serving yourself after studies. So if you study an MBA program with us, you have an extra edge to stay back for your PSW, post study work permit, right? So if you go through an IMT Ghaziabad through UCW in the second stage, so you have an extra 15 months of working PSW, post study work permit in Canada, right? So as the question comes, if we do that, would it be PNP and PR points would be applicable there? So yes, if you do a program in MBA program with us, it will be applicable. The points will be counted because we are DLI approved university. Plus, if you do a PSW, post study work permit, that particular points will also be considered in your PR structurings, because there is an pointing structure where it questions you, does you have an Canadian experience? So for that PSW, when you are already having an employment, you can add that points into that. You can answer it yes, and you can answer have you given your Canadian studies? Yes, you can give that Canadian studies has been done. So yes, It is completely equivalent to any public universities. If you do an MBA program, you are all eligible to set for your PSW, that is post-study work permit. And the third stage is to apply for PR.
Sure. I wanted to pick this question on the what are the basic requirements for admission, like college score, IELTS score. I think we covered the academic part of that you need to have 3 out of 4.33 CGPA. But we also should talk about IELTS score.
Yes, of course we should, because again, Canada is, an English speaking country. So their first language is English and their second language is French. So it is always mandatory that we should have an IELTS score. But we also give an extra advantage to the students where they can also apply for PT, that is Pearson Test of English. They can also apply for TOEFL. They can apply for Duolingo, right? So any English complementary exams, they can apply and they can serve it to us. But it will help them out to make a visa application with IELTS, because there's in two format of applications. One is SDS, student direct stream applications, and the another one is non-SDS, where you can apply with any other, English complementaries. But with SDS, you will be only accepted through IELTS. So yes, we do require IELTS, and for that, we minimum requirement is 6.5, no less than 6.
Got it.
So
And yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I'm really sorry. So like, there are possibilities, and in some places student is not eligible to, meet down this particular requirement. So that doesn't mean that we will not accept them that applications. We will accept that applications. If for an example, student has got overall 6 and no band less than 6, still we will accept the application, but student will have to do a small university access program, which would be an English, program again, to make him better in terms of his English. That's it.
Yeah. So IELTS 6.5, no less than 6 is ideal,
Yes.
because in that case you meet SDS requirement as well as the university requirement. But in case you get IELTS 6, no less than 6, then you will have to do an additional course of university access to become eligible for pursuing your MBA.
Exactly.
Got it. And is there a best evaluation required for admission into?
No, not required.
Got it. Uh, I think Joel Kagita, your question is answered. Is IELTS or any other exam is mandatory? No, if you are going through IELTS, so us, we will help you in getting IELTS done, but IELTS score will be mandatory. There is no other exam apart from that required. As you will go through IMT course, after doing an IMT course, there is no additional GRE or GMAT required for admission into UCW. So you don't need to give any GRE, GMAT. Only thing is IELTS, and upgrade as part of its preparation will help you in preparing for the IELTS score. And our students typically have achieved the scores which are mentioned by Ani. So don't worry about that, Joel. Uh, Naman, is this a private university? Naman, yes, I think we have talked about it. Yes, it's a private university. Uh, I saw one question which I wanted to ask. Will upgrade help me to get admissions in UCW? Yes, it will help you, and it is a part of the program. So once you join the program and you start studying with IMT, after you do your 3 fundamental modules, the application process with UCW will start. Meanwhile, we will also prepare you to get your IELTS score ready. Once your IELTS score is ready and your documents are ready, you have done your 3 modules, fundamental modules of business communication, business economics, and decision sciences, where you have scored 72% in each of these modules. Then you are eligible for applying to UCW. And then during that process itself, you'll get the offer letter, and then we can start looking at doing your visa process. So that's the answer to you, Gunal. Yes, upgrade will be fully available to help you go to Canada once you join our program, both in terms of teaching, whether it is IMT teaching or whether it's a teaching for IELTS score, as well as preparation for going abroad. That's one thing. Is BSc Agriculture degree eligible for admission, Pranav? As I mentioned earlier, you will be eligible if you go through IMT PGP program. You can actually go and complete the program of MBA, because the fundamental modules of business will be taught as part of the IMT program. Uh, I think one question I'll take, and this because we are not today talking about bachelors, but do you also provide bachelor programs also are these valid in India?
Yes, we do provide a bachelor's program. We do provide bachelor's of commerce, and we do provide bachelor's of arts in business communication. Plus, there's an diploma level program also that is called as Associate of Arts with an 8 different skill set. So 8 different skill sets are like hospitality and tourism, management, marketing, digital marketing, social consulting, non-profits, and there's another one called, I believe, within social justice also. Yes.
Yeah. And girl, just to add to this particular point, we have 2+2 option as well, where you can study 2 years with Chandigarh University and then do your 2 years in UCW on campus. And that option is also available with upGrad. So I just wanted to bring out that BCom as a course, we have 2+2 arrangement with University of Canada West, where students who start studying online at Chandigarh University for 2 years will be eligible to go on campus after completing their first 2 years with CU. Kunal is asking, can freshers also apply? I think we mentioned, Kunal, freshers are eligible after they go through IMT program. And that is the beauty. And even from the perspective of finding a job, I think Anish clearly mentioned that the freshers are as successful as the experienced professional who are doing this MBA. Okay, now I'll come to this. What will be the cost of the MBA program? Okay. If you do direct admission into University of Canada West, I think Anish, will you be able to give us the fees applicable for a student who is trying to apply for fall 22 or spring 23?
Yes. So if you like, as you said, Ankur, if you're directly applying to us, right? So 1 year of tuition fees will cost you is for an MBA program is 18,420.
Yeah.
That's the 1 year tuition fees. And I believe, like, there was another question where, middle class family can afford it or not. And I can assure you that this is very much affordable, right? Because I believe 18,420 will cost you something around 8 or 9 lakhs,
Yeah.
right? So that is completely affordable for Indian middle class families, because we have got a lot of applications coming down from Indian regions always, right? Because our 60% of students are coming from Indian market, because they are more keen to study MBA program with UCW. So
Got it.
1 year tuition fees is 18,420. That means 2 years. It's something approximately $36,000. So it's completely affordable. Where in against to that, you start up earning something around like $45,000 per annum. So 18,000 per annum for an MBA, where you get in 45,000 as in per annum salary. It's competitive, right? I believe it is.
Yeah. And if you go through the IMT PGP route for everyone, I'll just give you the idea about that as well. The fees at IMT program is 2.75. And then once you go to UCW, if you'll have to do only 11 subjects out of 15, you can get 4 subjects waived off. So the fees will come down there as well. And overall, if you do the calculation per subject, whatever is the cost, the fees will be somewhere around 18 odd lakhs, 18 to 19 lakhs of doing your whole MBA program. And this you can do within 15 months only. You don't have to do a 24 months of MBA. So that saves you time as well as certain amount of money in case of IMT route. And good part is because after doing your MBA, you have a job waiting for you, as it looks like till now everybody has got it. So you should be able to start your career early when you reach Canada. So that's the answer to Garv and some people like Sparsh Arora. You were also asking. Yes, completely affordable for a middle class student, and a lot of middle class students only go and complete this program. So feel free to apply and go. What is the eligibility criteria for scholarship? This is the question which has come. I don't think Canada easily gives a scholarship. So Anish, do you have any scholarship for the students?
So yes, we do have scholarships up to $10,000 for direct MBA programs, right? Uh, the minimum requirement is 75 percentage. So we have a scale starting from 75 percentage, and it goes up to 90, 95 percentage as well. So
Yeah.
like recently, one of our student got his complete $10,000 scholarships. So that which would be applicable in the second year. So as we are going with IMT Ghaziabad here, and we are going with 11 units. So with IMT, he has to be very well accused, where the student should minimum have is around 80%, so that he can be eligible for scholarships as well.
Yeah. Oh, got it. So if he does well, then he will have an option of getting a scholarship with the UCW as well. So good to know, everyone. Then we have Krishanu asking. So there's a question around. So okay, now my question here is how the specialization works in case of UCW. Are there some specializations given by UCW, or it's a general MBA where you do a lot of electives, and based on that electives you can call yourself specializing in particular field?
Okay, so as students coming down from upGrad will go with an IMT program first, and then they will switch into an UCW program, where they will be doing in 11 units, out of which first 4 units would be a generic one, and rest of the 7 units they would be doing within specializations. So we got 8 different specializations, so which are like again HR, human resource management, finance management, marketing, digital marketing, and we got non-profit, business analytics, entrepreneur.
Got it. Great. So there are there are good number of electives for you guys to choose once you go to Canada. Now, question is whether UCW give. Okay, I think this question is answered, Krishanu. Hopefully, this question is answered. There are questions specific to average package of doing MBA and HR specialization. Mahima, I will say just do a Google search. I think giving packages for a particular specialization, whether it's HR, finance, business analytics, will be too much of details. Anish, you will suggest what do you suggest?
So very, very specific way. Very recently, I had a chat with one of my student who's an alumni now, who specially done an MBA in HR. So she started with, I believe the organization name is, I just don't recollect that name, but she has a package of something around $58,000 per annum. So again, I'm not saying that every student would be getting that 58,000. Everyone would have that differentiation with their particular special skill sets. But yes, if you do any specializations into HR, there are vast numbers of opportunities out there in Canada with very good amount of packages. So it will start something around from 45 $50,000, and it can range up to infinite number.
Yeah. I think the question which I see, and I will answer this question. Mohit, you are asking question for a 15-month MBA program from UCW. For how long the PSW will be provided by government? As per the Canadian post-study work visa rules, or PGWP, which we call, it depends on how many months you study in Canada for you to get that many months of post-study work visa. So with the 15-month study period, you'll be able to get 15 months of post-study work visa in case of Canada. You might get more, but we believe that 15 months will be the safe bet. Yeah.
Bare minimum, there will be 15 months.
Yeah.
It could be like more than 15 months as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's the answer to your question. Total duration of complete course, that is IMT, PGP plus UCW, it will go up to 26 months, 11 months with IMT and 15 months in UCW. If you go as per the plan, if you take more time, I think because of whatever reasons, then it might increase. So yeah, efficient will be to do in 26 months. Then I have a question here which I think we should be answering. Is accommodation provided? Muskan is asking this question. Accommodation is provided or maintained place for the students not Canadian. So I think she's asking whether UCW will help in finding accommodation in Canada.
Yes. So whenever any student comes down to us, they will have their own student portal. So where they can find each and everything about the students. Yes, we do provide accommodation for the students where they can customize their accommodation, right? Because we have a third party vendors with us who will be helping out for your accommodations. Where, for an example, like Ankur want to go to Canada and he wanted to have an accommodation out there. So Ankur can customize if you want a single occupancy with the plus extra services like laundry, food, and blah blah blah. But Anish wanted something else like dual occupancy or triple occupancies with lesser amount of services, so that they be able to manage their budget. So yes, we do provide accommodation within favor to the students.
Yeah, great. Okay. I think Dhanraj, you are asking the same question which already is answered. What is the IELTS requirement and Duolingo accepted for MBA program? Is Duolingo accepted?
Yes,
Okay. But again, for SDS route, you cannot go with a Duolingo. So
exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
Myth Goswami is asking, sir, I got rejection twice for Canadian student visa. So how much chance are there for me now? Now, if I do my MBA from UCW, we don't know, Myth, why were you rejected? So very difficult to comment your chances of getting a visa for UCW MBA. Anish, you want to add something here?
Yes, Ankur, I would actually like to add because that was a very good question by that particular student. Right? Why he like the first thing is student is not about where he or she is studying or any colleges or any one university is studying, but there was not a proper documentation done or no proper explanation was given to the visa officer. That was the reason of his rejection. So, and just in terms of to guide you in terms of your visa application, there are four things to be looked after. That is academic, English, that is IELTS, we call it, finance, and SOP.
Yeah,
So, whenever you go with this particular four things, you should, match it off with all of these four things, and you should cover it up everything in your SOP. If
yeah,
your SOP is better enough, there is no rejections coming down. Because this is my personal experience. I got a lot of students coming down to me as the particular student came across that he got twice a rejection, and I'm not giving myself on higher side, but yes, I got 100% track record to get rejected applications, revise it, and get the visa granted. So I'm standing at my 100% track to get reapplied visas, and we have got positive outcomes in that.
got it. One question which I keep hearing, and because this is where I wanted to, is age a factor while applying for this MBA degree? So let's say somebody who is 39, 40, or 42-year old, can he go for an MBA with UCW?
I just give me a second, Ankur. For this, I have a better answer
Yeah,
by showing a small, presentation of myself, so that it will actually help you out to justify this answer. Okay, so I believe you guys can see my screen now.
yes, we can.
Okay, so as I was talking earlier, we got 6,000 plus students, who have been studying with UCW, or who have, some of them have passed off. The average class size is 28. So we keep, as I said, we are more of a student centric university. So we have very less amount of students in particular class. So we range from 25 to 30 students in a particular class. We got students coming down from 100 plus countries. So we have students coming down from India, Sri Lanka, moreover South Asia countries, Middle East, European sectors, everywhere. So 100 plus countries. So where you will have a lot of cultural diversity with all other students. You will be able to interact with a lot of Sri Lankans. You will be able to interact with a lot of Pakistani students, Chinese, Japanese, lot of them. Now here comes your answer for your question, Ankur. So if the student is aging somewhere around 40 or 45, but what if I say I got student who has been aging 58,
Wow.
right? So we got students who's aging from 17 to 65 years of age, and one of my student itself has an age of 58, and he's studying an MBA program with us. So
Yeah.
age is never a bar for us, but when you justify yourself for an education at an age of 58, that what matters for us. Moreover,
Got it. No, very important point. I think you mentioned this point earlier as well. Your SOP is an important input for a visa officer to decide whether to grant you a student visa or not. At the age of 45, 58, it's very big question that you are going to be a student again, and how will you manage it? If your motivation letter clearly mentions what is your motivation at that age to go and study and build a career, they will give you visa, and your answer has to be accurately depicting what you want to do. It cannot be just say that, okay, I wanted to go to Canada and that's why I'm applying. It has to give genuine reasons for why you are looking to do this course and how will it help you in your development. Yeah. Uh, Abhishek, your question is around total duration of complete. Yeah, we told it's 11 months of IMT PGP, and UCW will be another 15 months. If you do it very efficiently, then you will be done in 26 months. Scope of MBA in supply chain in Vancouver or after doing it from UCW. So, Anish, anything on supply chain you want to add here?
Yes, I wanted to add that very much, because I believe we have, Vancouver has one of the best ports for the supply chain sectors, right? I hope every student knows about it. If not, but so that's for your information. We have the one of the best ports for supply chain market, and we as a university is also coming up with a micro unit in supply chain, where you will be moreover understanding about the sectors of supply chain, different sectors of supply chain. So we have got this in particular industry coming down into Canada in a very booming way, and the job opportunities are like high rocket sky now, right? A lot of employers are looking to start into their supply chain sectors. A lot of like again, why this should have been added in my why Vancouver, like Amazon. Amazon has started their operations in Vancouver, so that is one of the examples for supply chain. So like that, we are going to come back with a lot of other such industry experts into Vancouver, where supply chain would be a major role to be played in future.
Pooja is asking this question whether IELTS general will be accepted, but my understanding is only IELTS academic. Anish, you want to confirm that point?
Yeah. So if you're going for a student visa, it would always be academics. It's only academics for a student visa. Yes, it is for sure. There's no general acceptable at this moment. But the Canadian government is working on it, where they are believing that if you are performing into IELTS sectors, they might come up with a solution where if you're going with any IELTS, that is completely fine. But at this present scenario, it's always IELTS academic.
Got it. Muskan, you are asking a very difficult question for anyone to answer this question. You're asking, is there any scholarship provided by institute? That's actually helpful. I mean, 100% scholarship. So, Muskan, getting a scholarship in Canada is like very difficult. Still, Anish talked about a scholarship of up to 10,000 Canadian dollar based on your academic performance. 100% scholarship, I don't think is available. Anish, I believe, am I right in the answer to this question?
Yeah, that's completely right, Ankur. At this present moment, we are not offering any 100% scholarships, but yes, we do understand the scalability of a student, how they have performed in their academics or in terms of IELTS. So we got two scholarships. Either one of them will be given to the student. If it is in terms of academics, it could be given in terms of academics. If it is in terms of the English languages, any one of them would be given, which is on higher side.
Got it. And Abhishek, that answers your question as well. Abhishek Doke, there is no scholarship based on your work experience. It's basically IELTS score or based on your academic performance. Uh, okay, let me come to, is IELTS mandatory? Yes, I think we have answered this question. Uh, any work experience necessary? Shubham Kumar, are you are asking any work experience necessary? I think Anish mentioned that even freshers can join, but if you're coming through IMT course, work experience will not be required because you are getting the fundamentals of business being taught by us. But as I understand, and Anish can correct me, for BBA and BCom students, even there the fresher can go without IMT PGP course.
Very much correct, Ankur. So this
Yeah,
has to be, managerial sectors, like you said, BBA and BCom. Otherwise,
yeah.
we require an experience. But the best way to go ahead is through IMT, so that
Hmm.
they are finishing it off their education for particular units there, and then
Yeah,
directly switching to an MBA program. So
yeah.
any background, let it be BTech, BSc, BCA, anyone. If you're going through an IMT Ghaziabad through upGrad, So
Yeah.
we do not have to worry about your experience part, because again, you're going to study some, business oriented structures there.
Yeah. And Ramesh Iyappan is asking how many backlogs accepted in UCW. Is there a backlog number in your mind?
Very honestly, I won't go have very huge numbers in backlogs, but yes, we would always, accumulate backlogs in a better way. But if you have finished your bachelor's in your timely basis, so for an example, if you have finished your 3 years of bachelor's in 3 years, that is completely fine. I believe in that sectors there won't be huge amount of backlogs. But if you're not finishing up your bachelor's at in a particular time, so for an example, if any bachelor's is costing you 3 months, sorry, 3 years, it has to be finished in 3 years. So their backlogs wouldn't be considered on a higher side, but your academic percentage would be considered. The same way goes for any BTech or any 4 years of engineering programs.
Got it. Understood. Does UCW provide MBA Business Analytics? I think this is answered. There is a specialization or whatever elective of business analytics which you can take. Is UCW degree valid in India for job? 100%, I believe. Yeah, it's 100%. You will get a job with that. Okay, is IMT program necessary for studying in UCW program? No, Dhanraj. Honestly, I will not say that. IMT program is not necessary. IMT program gives you certain advantages, as I mentioned earlier. In case you are not eligible because you are a BTech student, you don't have work experience, then this program gives you the business fundamentals. Also, if you do this program, you save certain courses which you can avoid doing once you go to Canada. But if you do not want to take that option, obviously direct admission in UCW is completely doable. And Anish, I think close to 1,500, 2,000 students go every year.
Yes.
Yeah, so a lot of students are going without IMT as well. So yes, answer to that question, Dhanraj, just to clarify. Um, Cgpa requirements. So some people want to know 3 out of 4.33. What does that mean in Indian percentages? What it will mean? It will 70% or 60%?
Yes. So to directly get enrolled into an MBA program, right, it's 70 percentage.
Yeah,
And if you're not eligible, then we can try to push you through an MBA foundation if you're going directly to an UCW program. But
yeah,
if you're going through an IMT Ghaziabad, that's again, as we are all
advantage.
here, 72 percentage is what they actually require.
Yeah. So yes, Ajo, the answer is that in case you're looking to go directly, you need to have 70% marks. Otherwise, what you can do is you can go through the IMT program and deliver that same percentage in the 3 modules which I talked about, which is equivalent of foundation program at UCW. Also, you get an additional IMT certificate, which also is great help when you're looking for jobs. If I'm planning to start my MBA in September, then when should I start with IMT? So is this told, okay, answer to that question, I don't know September, which year you talked about, but if you're talking September 2022, I don't think we will be able to send you unless you are already done with IMT, because IMT course itself is 11-month course right now. How many years? I think we have answered this question. PGWP will be 15 months, is what we will say. Up to 15 months, what you will be getting. You can get more, but let's take 15 months as a PGW. But one thing which you need to understand, as very clearly mentioned by Anish, that there's 100% people who have got placement within 6 months. So even 15 months will be a longish period. You don't need even that. Given that you are studying from a premium university at Canada, you don't even need to think about that. Is there an option of co-op or internship? Neha Manjrekar is asking this question. I wanted Anish you to answer this question.
Yes, I was just eagerly waiting for you to pick that question, because I was about to pick that question. That
Yeah,
Neha Manjrekar was requesting, is there an co-op option with UCW or an
yeah,
internship option? So
yeah,
yes, we do have an internship option for 3 months for each and every student who is studying with UCW, right?
yeah,
Because that would be their last term units, where
yeah.
but they have to come up with a research project on that particular subject that they have been assigned with. So internship plus research project will help them out to go ahead further with. Yes, we do provide that internship options with a research project.
Got it. I think Tanmay, your question on MBA supply chain management has already been answered. There is a supply chain management is one of the electives, na, Anish?
No, it's in micro unit with our
Okay.
business analytics and the entrepreneur part.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's the answer, Tanmay. It's a micro unit in the course. What is the scope of paid internship during the course? If you, I think, do people opt for the co-op or internship, Anish? What has been your experience?
So it's like, internship is for every student, right?
Yeah.
And but the other question was like, it could be paid internship or unpaid one, but it would actually depend on to the student, Ankur, because
Yeah.
the employer will look after the student how better he is for them, or he be in future asset for that organization. So accordingly, only that employer will pay the students. So there has been cases that we have seen student has been paid, where we have also seen a lot of cases where student has not been paid. But it completely depends on to the student's skill set.
Got it. But one thing which I want to check with you, I think this is an important point. UCW has got 4 intakes every year, na?
Yeah. So that
Yeah,
is January, April, July, October.
got it. So that will be answer. Like a lot of people who will miss one of the intakes can always look at the next intake, which is 2 months down the line. So it's not pretty longish that you have to wait for going into the university. Now I just want to see if there's some genuinely BSc in psychology can be eligible for MBA and UCW. Yes, through IMT program you will be eligible. Deepan, your question I think this answered. I am a B in polymer science and also have work experience of 5 years working in domestic and MNC companies in sales marketing field in plastic sector. So how attractive with this profile can I get a good job opportunity in Canada? Um, if you do an MBA, I'm sure you will get a good job opportunity. So don't worry about that. Your work experience looks good that you have worked with domestic as well as MNC companies. Sure, Anish, what would be your suggestion?
Very much true, Ankur. So, like, as you said, the sector plastic industries that he's talking about, but I won't go for any specific industries. But after finishing an MBA program with UCW, right, a pathway through an IMT where they do not have to do any foundation program. So IMT Ghaziabad will help them to nurture their business or the managerial skills.
Yeah,
Plus, a UCW will give them an extra advantages of their managerial skills. So that will give them, a job opportunity on a higher scales. So yes,
yeah.
if you do an MBA like that we are designed with through upGrad, if you do that, it's completely no questioning coming down if they get a job or not. They will get a job, and if you have any specific industries that you actually wanted to work with, you're completely fine.
Yes. And this question around what is advised by applying directly to UCW or going through upgrade, if anything advantage, whether direct or through upgrade. See, there is no advantage or disadvantage. I'll just say some things which makes your life better if you go through IMT PGP program. The first thing is that you save cost of the 4 subjects which you would have done on campus. Second is because you're performing well in IMT program, that's an added advantage. You might be able to get certain scholarship, which I will not promise, but if you do well in IMT, maybe there is a scholarship there based on your academic performance. Third, I'll say that you save time. So you will be able to get to your job quickly. And your visa process happens in parallel while you are doing your IMT program. So you don't have to start only after you reach Canada. You can start studying now and get certain credits. So these are the advantages. And directly going to UCW is completely doable if you meet the eligibility criteria as mentioned by Anish, that you should have a work experience if you are looking for a 4-year degree program of BTech. So depending upon your eligibility criteria, you can check if you have academics, maybe yes, maybe not. But IMT gives you a very, very, I'll say, simpler path to go to UCW Canada, as well as a affordable path because you save certain money while you go through it. And the third is the faster path. Your job your journey towards a job in Canada will be faster once you go there. So these are 3 things which I will mention as an advantage of going through upgrade IMT program. Uh, so what is the eligibility criteria for IMT? Then to attend IMT program, you need to have 50% marks in your graduation. So that is the criteria. 50% marks in your graduation will make you eligible to study in your IMT program. Uh, okay. One question which I saw somewhere, gap of, yeah. So someone is asking this question: if he has a gap of 1.5 years or 2 years, will he be accepted for admission, or should I work in the timing? So the student is saying that after completing his graduation, he is not working and he wants to wait for another year before he comes to Canada. If he starts studying with IMT, let's say now, so that gap anyway will not be there. But just for my information, Anish, if someone has a gap of a year before he starts working, is that okay?
So again, this comes, a very lucrative question in terms of your visa part. So as part of university, yes, we might be okay with it because student was searching for options to look after where to go, where to hang around, which university to choose, which country to choose. Lot of questions comes down, but for your visa purpose, again, you can't say that you were sitting idle back at home and you were just trying to search where to go and where not to go. So they will have a negative impact stating that I was just searching for my future options for 1.5 years, right? So that
Yeah.
gives a negative impact to the student profile. But as you said, Ankur, I would actually suggest them go to an IMT program, right? Do that particular program and then say that okay, I was doing this particular program so that I would be eligible for UCW. That would be more advantage for them, or
Yeah.
else
Yeah.
go for any job opportunities and then apply it. But stating that you were just sitting idle back at home searching for a lot of things which he or she couldn't end up in a better way, which will not actually help them out.
Yeah. I think this question was answered. The course of B is 4 years, but it is completed in 5.5 years, having multiple backlogs each year or possibly each sem. Is he advisable to pursue abroad or IMT or continue existing job? Someone who has so many backlogs, Anish, I think you mentioned, is not advisable, na?
Not advisable. But
Yeah.
again, how like IMT Ghaziabad wanted to look after the application, because if he has got 50 percentage minimum, as you said, IMT Ghaziabad might accept that application.
Yeah.
And in that case, if he scores anything above 72 percentage for that particular moment, because then UCW will be considering his last academic as IMT Ghaziabad.
Yeah. So yes, in this case also, IMT Ghaziabad is advisable. Great, great answer. What are the other PG courses available in UCW apart from MBA? Deepan is asking this question.
Within PG, we only have as an MBA.
So, Um, so there are some questions around the fees. I will say our counselor will call you and give you details about the fees. I'm not discussing the cost analysis in this particular webinar. Uh, Currently pursuing BBA finance, is it compulsory to take MBA finance because Canada has high visa refusals? I personally don't know what you meant by this question. Anish, do you get a sense what he's trying to ask?
Can you please repeat that question, Ankur, for me, if you don't mind?
Currently pursuing BBA finance. So is it compulsory to take an MBA finance? Okay, I think what he's asking is that if he takes a non-consecutive, that means BBA is done in finance, but he takes MBA in let's say business analytics. Will that be again? Will that not be looked good by visa officials?
Again, so as I said, Ankur, like students can come from any background, right?
Yeah,
But either they have to go with the foundation program or they have to go through an IMT program where they will be understanding their business,
yeah,
orientations for themselves. But
yeah,
the
yeah,
major funda of making an application is you need to convince the employer how this particular program is, future beneficial for him or her,
yeah,
right? So you're again, this comes with your SOP, how you justify yourself in that particular sectors. Because if I say I got students coming down as like one of the question was BSc agriculture, right?
yeah,
Yes, I have my BSc agriculture and I can do an MBA program, doing an MBA business analytics or an entrepreneur or an MBA finance. I wanted to come back to India and serve or do my own entrepreneurship where I can start my own business in that particular sectors. This has to be justified in a better way. So there's no questioning that way key, because we get a lot of students who has no background with finance or no background with HR, such things. But if you do it into a particular specialization, you should justify it in a better way. If you justify it, they are going to give you a visa on a positive way. And just to answer him, like, as he asked, there's a lot of visa rejections coming down to in Canada. I would not actually agree with that statement, because
Yeah.
the visa grants are on like 80 percentage and the rejections are on 20 percentage. Because why? Because these 20 percentage are not able to justify themselves. That is the only reasons that they are not able to get the visa granted.
Yeah, got it. Great. And I think we have covered all the questions. One question which I can see is on the career options in MBA. I think we have covered this earlier. Your background in BE chemical engineering and 1 year work experience in IT industry will be helpful when you are looking for job. Go through the IMT route. I think that will help you as your work experience or whatever your academic is not meeting the direct entry requirement of UCW. Great. Thanks a lot, Anish, on taking out time on Saturday afternoon and answering so many questions. We have answered 62 questions today. Thanks a lot for your time and patience with the questions which our students have asked.
That's really great, Ankur. Again, thank you for inviting me here, right? And it was all pleasure mine to have a discussion, and clear a lot of questions for the students, because that's how these students comes to you and they go further with their future aspects and all those things. So I should be really thanking to you for
Yeah,
inviting me out here.
great.
And I actually believe that you are going to invite me again and again for this, because
Yes.
we need more students coming down to IMT Ghaziabad studying their, managerial
Yeah.
sectors that will lead to UCW.
Yes, yes. And we will continue to do these webinars more and more often so that more students can ask these questions. Great. Thank you. Have a nice day, Anish, and everybody who attended the session. Take care.
Thank you, Ankur. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Be safe.